Reporting from Arkham Asylum, this is Gotham Rogues. In this video we count down the 5 best Penguin comic book covers. It's been a while since I did one of these. To be honest, I started to feel a little pretentious talking so much about the artwork and the symbolism. Anyway, the Penguin's got a real interesting visual design. It's maybe not awesome in the same way as Two-Face and Joker's, but more peculiar and odd, instantly drawing your eye. Naturally, Penguin covers are usually pretty neat. Anyway, let's get into it. Number 5. Batman 190. This cover to a 1967 comic was penciled by the great Carmine Infantino, the definitive Bat artist of the Silver Age. I really like the artwork of this period, much more than the older stuff from the Golden Age and early Silver Age. It just looks a lot better, more detailed, dynamic, and less stiff. There's also something about this colorful retro look, like a window into some magical world. This awesome cover is a prime example of that. Just look at all the weirdness going on. Penguin's bizarre umbrella weapons swarming the dynamic duo, and Batman's got a shield. What's that all about? I wonder if it's made out of adamantium. It's a crazy, colorful, and very explosive cover. I also really dig Penguin's design by Infantino. Just classic retro Pengers, and that smirk on his face. I guess I harp on about this a lot, but I kinda miss this old, outlandish Penguin. Number 4. Joker's Asylum, the Penguin. Drawn by Jason Pearson, the cover to Penguin's 2008 Joker's Asylum issue is just as great as the actual story inside. Technically the image is a bit boring, I suppose. It's just a close-up of the character. Nothing is really going on. But it doesn't always have to, especially if the character have a great eye-catching design. Penguin's look by Pearson is one of my favorites. It really highlights the deformed freak aspect of Oswald, yet still depicts him as an elegant intellectual. This image actually reminds me a bit of the movie Batman Returns. It's obviously the extreme depiction of Oswald's freakish features, such as the exaggerated beak and the nasty teeth, but also the old-style cigarette holder and the kind of Edwardian look of Penguin's outfit. The image is also completely bathed in black, which is just so Batman Returns. Were there any actual colors in that movie? I also like how they managed to squeeze in Batman in a cool way by showing his reflection in Oswald's monocle. Number 3. Penguin, Pain and Prejudice, number 2. All the covers by Szymon Kudranski for this miniseries are pretty good, but the cover to the second issue, released in 2011, is by far my favorite. Just like Jason Pearson, Kudranski is another artist who highlights Penguin's freakish nature, once again making me think of Batman Returns. This cover in particular evokes that movie with the snow globe containing a captured Batman. That's some really Returns-styled imagery. Some people think that the Penguin is a goofy-looking character, and he certainly is in many stories, which serves a purpose, but I've already talked about that in other videos, and it's besides the point anyway. On this cover, however, Oswald is depicted as a very intimidating figure. He is partly cloaked in shadows, and has an angry, sinister look on his face, indicating that this ain't someone to be taken lightly. He's also large, looming, and has Batman literally captured in his grasp, symbolizing his ominous presence in Gotham and his ingrained power over the city. Number 2. Batman 169. Here we have another glorious Carmine Infantino cover from the Silver Age. This one is from 1964, and the story featured is actually my favorite pre-crisis Penguin tale. Just like the other one, this is a prime example of the fun charm of retro comic book art from that era. Just look at Penguin flying away on his umbrella like a witch on a broom, mockingly lifting his hat to the dynamic duo. That's not really something we see him do these days. Like I said, I just love Infantino's design for Oswald. Classic Penguin. I like this drawing even more than the first. The arrogant smirking face, the crossed legs. He's sitting so casually on the rocketing umbrella, just basking in the glory of stumping Batman and Robin. How does Penguin stay on the umbrella anyway? It makes no sense. But that's the point. It's not supposed to make sense. That's part of the crazy fun of these Silver Age covers. I also really like that the background sky is a deep purple, as opposed to your regular blue. To me, this is definitely one of the definitive images of the Penguin. And now for the greatest Penguin comic book cover of all time. Number 1. Brave and the Bold 166. The amazing Jim Aparo did this gorgeous cover to a Brave and the Bold comic from 1980, where Batman obviously teams up with Black Canary. The story itself is pretty dull from what I remember, but man is the cover awesome. I love how Batman and Black Canary cautiously steps forward towards a massive menacing penguin who's just blasting away with his umbrella. This is another image where you feel that this character is no joke, but a serious threat. Just like on the Pain and Prejudice cover, Oswald is depicted as an ominous evil looming over the city. Although this wasn't actually the case, I get the feeling that Penguin's been gone for a long time and has now finally returned as a far more formidable foe than ever before, with a sinister master scheme in motion. Batman's swaying cape and the enormous muzzle flash from Penguin's umbrella also gives the cover a sense of explosive action. As much as I love Infantino's Penguin, this Aparo illustration really takes the cake. Absolutely love the design and the sinister expression on his face. So there you have it. Those are the 5 greatest Penguin covers in my opinion. Remember, Arkham Asylum awaits you in the next video.